Hello, and welcome back, subscribers and new viewers, to another Sunday Speed Paint and how I developed my art style. It's a very messy, very bumpy journey, and I started around 2017, and I've worked my way up from a PS Vita Colors to a 12.9-inch tablet with Procreate, iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil 2. When I first started out, I was overly ambitious. I wanted to draw everything at any point in time, and I took on every request under the sun. I still take requests for free on my Instagram if you tag me, but I wasn't focused at all on commissions. I was just happy to make artwork, and this is something that I feel like I've been sort of falling out of love with for a while now, where a lot of my artwork has been mainly focused on updating my characters' reference sheets, working on my webtoons, and then once in a while coming up with something that could be art prompt related, art challenge related, like drawing old artwork from a few years ago, or creating something like the Jijinkas, or my reincarnated Undertale story, because now I feel capable of doing these when, around this time, I didn't think I was able to, but I was still having fun producing the artwork that I did. In fact, 2018 was the biggest boost of motivation for me because of the support that I had, not only from my now husband, but my friends at the time, and also posting to Amino, where I got the biggest backlash of confusion. I was told that I was stealing people's color palettes, getting banned or in trouble for pose theft, which doesn't exist. If my character wants to T-pose, so can yours. There's nothing wrong with that. I could understand if it was blatant copycatting, recoloring, or tracing, but I didn't do this because I already learned my lesson with anime copycatting, and I wanted to actually advance my art style, and you can't do that when you're mimicking somebody else. Around this time, I also took things way too personal. I took things to heart, so if someone said they didn't like a furry drawing, I'd suddenly switch to anime if they didn't like anime, and vice versa. If I was drawing realism and someone hated it, I'd draw cartoons. It was terrible. Don't draw just for the sake of somebody else. It will really mess you up, especially for your self-esteem. When you're trying to create something that you genuinely enjoy and others are bringing you down, it's not healthy. Surround yourself with those who support you, which is what around this time I did. I left the Aminos for many different reasons. I'll get into a story time about that in the future, but at this time I started posting a lot more to YouTube with my choppy microphone. It was messy, and I learned a lot with each of the videos that I was posting, and built up confidence, and also just the general amount of close friends that stuck with me, and they said that the artwork that they saw around this time was nice, but they are floored, and they keep sharing compliments to me, and I don't feel like I deserve them still, because I still feel like I'm stuck in 2018 with my artwork. I feel like I haven't changed much at all, but then when I look at it, because I have this artist lens, I have those blinders on where I'm just constantly looking at my artwork for too long and think, God, I want to do better, but I am slowly working on those weaknesses. It's just, I feel like I wasn't working on it in the right spots. Around 2020, I wanted to work on developing fan artwork styles, original character styles, animation styles. I basically wanted to separate everything, and I wanted cel shading, I wanted rendering and painterly styles, I wanted to work with markers. I basically was taking on way more than I could. When I got my first iPad Pro, I was just experimenting as much as possible, and I knew I needed a bigger tablet because I liked to work with a big screen, so I saved up for an iPad Pro, got a refurbished 12.9-inch screen tablet, and I have been using this for the past few years now, and as long as it keeps functioning, I will never get rid of it. When I got Procreate, I was ecstatic, I was happy, and it was a messy journey, but it was fun because then I could start working on not only the characters, but backgrounds, because around this time I was flip-flopping about my webtoons where I would post 1 month, accidentally skip 3 months, and then go back to posting again. I still have my plans for posting once a month, but as I've mentioned in a previous video, I am taking my time on properly developing that craft, and everything that I'm envisioning in my head I want to reflect on and actually observe from life and other sort of basically just trying to take lessons from online for free and really studying and developing this craft, and then taking that and sharing it with all of you as I'm working on it, because I feel like I still have a ways to go, but I am much more happy with these illustrations and feel like I have that love for just drawing for the sake of drawing all over again. A lot of the times I could just sit down and come up with an idea and draw it. If I wanted to draw an original character, I would. If I wanted to draw fan artwork, I would do so. But I'm so hard on myself, and those blinders feel like they got slapped back on me last year, and this year it was just eye-opening when I realized 2021 and 2022 don't look that different. I don't think I made any progress, and I feel like that's something that it's okay if it takes a while, but for me, I also needed to actually kind of get myself in gear again, because I felt like I was just complacent in my artwork and I wasn't really working on the things that I needed to. So at the start of 2023, I have taken up the challenge to work outside my comfort zone, but also to bend my art style more. I took all of my pens and pencils and all of these tools that I have on Procreate, the default brushes, and all of the brushes that I've used or downloaded or bought, and started to work on these weird illustrations. I worked in inversions because I thought, okay, what do I focus mainly on? Because a lot of artists, they might start off by working just on, oh, I'm gonna draw eyes, I'm gonna draw hair, I'm gonna draw hands. And then when you smoosh them all together, you look like you've got a weird Play-Doh character that just looks like Frankenstein all meshed together. It's great to work on stuff that you need to work on for weaknesses and practice them. However, if you're just focusing on that all the time, it's still gonna look all wishy-washy, and it's something that's really hard to explain until you've actually experienced it for yourself. When I started to do some research, I actually tried to look up on sort of like tips for being productive, and I don't think I have a strong work ethic, nor do I have goals that I follow through. A lot of the times I create something, I share it, and then I backtrack and I say, oh no, I shouldn't continue doing that. Nobody else wants to see that, and I keep forgetting that if I want to do it, I should do it. Because it's my artwork, it's my craft, and if I don't do it, I won't ever actually know what I'm capable of. So for these illustrations that you see on screen is my digital sketchbook. When I'm not working on my actual sketchbook, which I now have for sketchbook tours, those are the times that I can actually work privately on my artwork. That's stuff that I know that once it's finished, I'll share it, versus these, which are time lapses and speed paints that you're going to actually get to see the process, and I don't really know if it really encapsulates the work that goes behind these. And the practices that I want to really work on, I've actually created a 31 prompts art improvement challenge where I put everything under the sun into what I feel I need to actually work on. It ranges from creating thumbnails to working on backgrounds, working on 2 and 3 point perspective, creating a fully illustrated comic page, anywhere from 3 to 6 panels, see how long it takes me, have a practice with bending my art style, work on just line weight, work on random shapes and silhouettes, all of these things that I don't think I work on enough. These sketch pages are also something where I used to just draw one thing per page, and also I wouldn't work on multiple sketch layers. I don't know if I've shared it before on the channel, but I used to just do a sketch, a line art like I'm doing a coloring book, fill it in with the bucket tool, which can be a speedy process, but there was no line weight, and then I would just do a very sloppy, sort of cel-shaded process of a shadow on multiply with blue, only blue for some reason, and 50% opacity, and then bright yellow or bright white on a color dodge or add layer for my highlights. And I wasn't using any textures or blending or anything to really create a style until I started practicing with certain areas. Like, I knew that skin versus hair and fur all had different ways that you could shade them. I started to really want each individual character or setting, the environment, to feel alive when I was working on it. And as I've mentioned a bit ago in the video, when I was first creating stuff, I wanted to separate my artwork that was for commissions that were more professional so that they looked more well-rounded and more rendered, versus the simple, more cel-shaded and no line weight that I needed for either comic pages to produce them efficiently and quickly but still look good, and then for my animations, I knew that I was using the wrong tools and techniques, but because I didn't have a proper editing software and I am not shelling out money for the animation stuff that you see in Photoshop, I am just doing frame by frame. So most of my animations usually consist of maybe 3 to 12 or however many frames it takes from start to finish at around the general 12 or even less frames per second. I'm still trying to grasp and understand this because I'm not setting out to be a animator to work on full animation projects, but I would love to in the future when I have the proper tools and capabilities to do that. For now, I'm just happy to bring my characters to life with my animation memes. And working on animations is vastly different from working on illustrations. Same thing with, it's actually really difficult for one artist to hone all of the crafts that I'm trying to do all at once, because not only am I doing YouTube illustrations, trying to work on storytime animatics, or in general fully colored animatics, animations alone take me a week to work on. That's why my animation videos are now every other week. Even if I do work on an animation and it takes me a whole day from start to finish, that's only like my 15 seconds to 30 seconds animations, and that's if I'm just doing that. If I do that from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. When I work on my illustrations, however, that is a whole nother craft in and of itself. Working on the composition, working on thumbnail processes for the general idea of these concepts, working on the colors, and all of the rendering process. All of these are technically things that people can usually hire someone to help complete these processes. Like, background artists, I am floored with the work that they can do, and it's something that I want to actually work on so that I can better illustrate when I'm doing a full-blown scene, be it backgrounds for my webtoons, which I need to learn to simplify because I keep forgetting that webtoons is an infinite scroller with very limited space. It is very narrow, but very long. And most of the time, I want to work on dynamic scenes, I want to work on dynamic poses, so that's what I've been working on lately, where with these challenges, I want to never stop learning, I want to keep working, I want to network so that I can share my artwork online with others and get some opinions and try to really work with it. I want to set my goals and follow through on them, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's video, and I know it was all over the place, but this is how I feel and my thought process over the years for my artwork. But I can say one thing at the end of the day is I hope that if you are still learning, keep learning and have fun with your art process, and thank you for watching. Hold it right there, don't click off this video just yet. Why not check out some playlists of my videos while you wait for the next upload, and if you'd like to support my works and see more, click that link card down below. Patreon exclusive rewards for the Fennec Fox tier includes access to secret artwork, Arctic Foxes get shoutouts at the end of my videos, and early access to art and videos. Red Foxes have the opportunity to be featured when I need background characters or a commission instead. Subscribe for free if you have not already to join the Subscribblers squad, and tag me in some of that artwork and I'll share it in the Subscribblers gallery. Stay possum, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.